She came up to me and said, Paul, this is my first gun battle.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So, you know, it's been
And
great.
dealing with blood as well. I haven't dealt with that kind of level of blood before, which was also very fun for me.
What about making this show, this series, and also doing it on YouTube was the attraction for you?
I loved the scripts. I mean, it was as simple as that. I thought, you know, I've been tempted to go back into outer space because I went there with Event Horizon, but I've never wanted to go there because I was so happy with that film. And this was the show that got me back into space because I just loved the writing. And I loved the juxtaposition of these people trying to survive in a desperate situation on this kind of rather malevolent spaceship, juxtaposed with kind of flashing back to their lives on Earth.
There's always a commitment when you're coming into television to stay with the character for a while. What about your particular characters really kind of pulled you into wanting to work on this show?
I really wanted to be this kind of very, very powerful woman that's very fearless, but at the same time is incredibly vulnerable, and having to switch, you know, she has PTSD, but she is a human weapon and can kill people, so I quite like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely right. When you go into a film, you know where it's going to finish, or you know what the sort of the whole thing looks like. You know, TV is kind of new to have only 1 or 2 episodes, so most of it was in speaking to Mika, our fearless writer and showrunner. We had about an hour and a half long chat where she explained in great detail not only my character's journey, but where the whole journey for all the sort of for the origin was going to be.
And Mika's very young creator with this series, which is great because that usually always means new ideas, fresh perspective. And what about what she brings to this story and the way she approaches it made it feel very different for all of you?
She's willing to discuss, you know, anything with you, you know, anything with the character, especially with me. The time that she gives you, I think is so generous. Taking for, you know, a cup of tea and like actually a bit like what he says, talking to you about everything, and then if you don't really understand why a character does that, she convinces you why she's completely right.
She hasn't wavered at all. Her vision and her opinions on certain things, even character choices that I can debate, she'll stick to her guns and have very good reasons to do so. I mean, I've definitely never met anyone like her. She's a one-off, and you know, I really salute YouTube's not bravery, but the idea of finding someone young and exciting like that to really put into their first venture.
She wrote a very scary show set in space, but she's terrified all the time. She doesn't really like scary things, which makes her wonderful to work with because you kind of you execute her vision, and then she's terrified of it. So that's when I know I've done my job really, really well. It's when she's kind of like cringing behind her chair at the monitors, I'm like, yeah,
Then you've got it.
it's going to work.
That's great. Visceral reaction.
And it was, it was wonderful working with someone so young and so exciting, and give Nat her first gun battle.
Yes!
She came up to me and said, Paul, this is my first gun battle.
Yes.
That's
So,
amazing.
it's been
And dealing
great.
with blood as well. I haven't dealt with that kind of level of blood before, which was also very fun for me.
Nice. When we watch regular television, you can watch very episodic, serialized kind of TV shows, but new media is kind of a different place to go. What was the structure that you guys were kind of looking for too? And that
I mean, I find it very hard to believe that people won't watch episode 1 and immediately hit the button to hit episode 2 and then episode 3. I mean, and those are the kind of shows that I like. You know, they're all my favorite shows. That's exactly the way I've watched them.
Well, thank you guys so much. We're excited to see it. It starts this fall.
Yes.
So look on
YouTube Premium.
YouTube. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.